I'm here just outside of Rocket Padel in Beckton for a lesson with GB's number 3, Louie Harris, and today I want him to pick apart my game entirely. If I'm to stand a chance in the Padel Bungee Jump challenge match against Jake Bewley, I've got to raise my game heavily. Plus, I want to ask Louie if he thinks I even have a chance against Jake. So, let's go find him. So I'm here with Louie Harris, GB's number 3. I've got a few questions to ask him before we crack on with the lesson. Number 1, you're an absolute unit.
I appreciate that, mate.
You managed to be super athletic whilst being an absolute unit. You got any thoughts as to...
I mean, that's very kind, that's very generous. I don't know about super athletic, but we make it work. I mean, I think the first thing is definitely not the most optimal. Do you know what I mean? I'm definitely a bit too big in that sense. So you're always going to be limited with movement. But of course you gain in other areas, right? So that's power, that's strength, stability, that kind of thing. I think being able to generate pace and power with very minimum effort, that's not just overhead, that's from the back, defending, blocking. In that sense, you're just so much more stable in any position. But yes, I'm not going to be the quickest, I'm not the most agile. Thankfully, being a little bit taller, you can cover your way around the court, which is okay. It's slowly becoming more common that, you know, some of these players they're becoming bigger and bigger.
I spoke to you before about this, but this lesson for me, I just want you to pick apart my game and just be absolutely brutal.
Oh, I will. I'll be honest.
I've got zero ego. So like, if you tell me something, like I will just take it on board, mate.
Perfect. Perfect.
And lastly, I've got a Padel Bungee Jump challenge with Jake Bewley.
I did see something online.
August 31st. I've got about 3 months to sort myself out. I shouldn't win.
Well, no pressure. No pressure for you, is it?
But at the end of this session, once you have seen my game, I just want your verdict as to whether I've even got a remote chance or not.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Crack on.
Should we jump into it? Let's do it. Remember, this drill, we're not using the wall. We're taking everything before. So if you've done a good shot and I've played underneath, start to look for that next ball to be a volley.
Okay, fine.
Yeah? Good. You don't necessarily need to come all the way in. Just from where you are, so it would be a little step in front of the line. Yeah? There. Good. Nice. Good. So now, good, but that's one step too far. Because then if I do play deep, you can't get there. So the idea is just, you played a decent ball, you're taking just a step to where you are now. So if you can volley it, great. Worst case scenario, you don't, you'd let it hit. Obviously for this drill, I want you to purposely take it early so that you're looking for this.
Okay, fine.
But if it's an open point, you need to still be able to let it hit the wall or reset. Now we're going to start using the wall, okay? But we're going to keep it a fixed drill where we're doing a similar thing. I'm going to play to the wall, you're going to play to me, then you're going to block, and we're going to keep doing that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so one off the back wall, one volley just on the line. One off the back wall, one volley on the line.
So I'm doing Chiquitas or?
Yeah. Ready? Good. Again, nice and controlled. Good. Then you're coming too far.
Yeah.
Nice. Wait. Good. Don't come too close. Just to the line. Just to the line. Exactly. So if that happens, you can also let it bounce. Good. Nice. Stay down with it. Stay down with it. Excellent. Again. Forward. Good. You got it. You got it. You got it. Nice. Forward. Good. Get down. Get down. Shot. Block. Much better now. Stay with it. Stay with it. Good. Nice. Good. Off the wall. Come in. Yeah. Restart. Off the wall. Exactly. Nice. Good. Good. Nice. That should get you on. But the idea of this, obviously, this is a bit of a warm-up drill. But also, you know how you said you were kind of in that point mentality? You can't always have that all or nothing, even in the point. Do you know what I mean? You can't hit a shot and run like a madman every time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these you're hitting and just going.
Yeah.
So if I've got the ball in the air, as you're coming forward, I've got so many choices. Do you know what I mean? I can go down, I can go feet. Even if it was a tough ball, you make it easy because you're still in movement, right? You're moving. So a lot of the time, it's about hitting on the line, and then off this one, then you can decide. If you can do another one, you're only one step. Or potentially you go back, like we've just been doing. The good thing about being on the line is, you see how easy it is to get to the back wall.
Yeah.
Obviously you're tired after doing 20 in a row.
Yeah.
But in a match, you might have to do one of these, 2.
Yeah. It's good, man.
We're not always going to have it clear of one great ball and in, because you're also relying on that ball to be perfect.
Yeah.
If I'm standing here, you've got to do a really good ball to hit and get from the glass to the net is tough,
Yeah.
right? Now and then, fine to do it, but you've got to do a bit of a transition shot.
And also, I think better people you play, stuff they can do with the ball.
They can do more and they have more options, especially if you're exposed how you are. They've got the angles, they've got to the feet, they've got fast.
Sometimes I do it against smashers as well,
Yeah,
because I'm not reading it right. I'm coming up here and they just do like
a fake.
just fake.
Yeah.
Whereas like really,
You can't give them an easy way out.
I should wait around here,
Yeah,
see what they're doing.
yeah. You never want to be too far away from that other option,
That's good.
you know?
Yeah, good advice.
So let's take away the fixed part of it being 1-on-1. We'll go back to you defending. I just want you to look for every like 3-4 balls to hit one, block one from the line, and then restart again.
Okay.
Great. Good. Nice. Okay, keep going. Good. Nice. Excellent. Yeah. Just to the line, like there. It's quite easy for me to play into a gap.
Yeah. What should I have done there? Just,
You just come a bit too far.
I'll come forward to the
You just come a little bit too far.
Okay.
You know, it's also very dependent on the shot you hit. If you've hit one to here, you can get away with coming a little bit quicker, like a bit further in, as long as you're favouring coming in towards the cage.
Yeah.
But if you've played one up here, yeah, the backhand's tough, but because it's got the height, now you've given me the angle, well, this is not smart to come all the way in.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's also dependent on the ball you play.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Good. Nice. Shot, get low. Okay, sorry. Nice. Nice, weight. Good, excellent.
Should I have
Really.
stayed there?
What's that? Yeah, then you could stay for one more.
Yeah.
There you could stay for one more.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, because you played another good ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Good. Good. Wait. Exactly. Nice. Excellent. Good. Really nice. Stay with it. Good. Nice. I like that. Unlucky. Good. But that was good. That was good decisions coming. I like that. The idea of this is like, you as a defender, I've got the advantage, but we want your goal is to try and switch that around, right? Is to try and make it feel like you're in control of the points.
Yeah.
But for you to do that, you've got to be able to choose at any point what you're playing.
Yeah, I definitely felt, I know we're only drilling them, but I definitely felt like you were attacking, but it was like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm only there.
Uh-huh.
So whereas before, I'll be here,
Yeah.
you play to the line.
Yeah, you're quite exposed.
Oh, so super exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, this is dependent on the player, right? So, I haven't seen you play, but from the few rallies I can see, you've got good hands, but it's not like I'd say, oh, do you know what, run in because this is your game. Some people it is like that. Some people, they're really hard to beat in a volley. They can get away with being a bit more exposed because that's their risk.
Yeah.
Right? With myself, my risk is my overhead game. I'm always going to go for an aggressive shot overhead, pretty much all the time.
Yeah, fair.
But that's my shot, right? That's the one I can risk.
Yeah, fair.
I'm not going to risk a really handy shot from the back all the time. No, I'm going to keep that simple.
Yeah, fair.
So everyone's got the aspect of the game where they can risk more.
Yeah, fair.
You know,
That's good way of
but for
looking.
you right now, like you've got good hands, but there's no need to put yourself in a situation that is like really difficult to get out of.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You've got to keep it simple.
Yeah, fair.
Right, let's do a couple of rallies cross. Go again, go again. Nice. Keep working, get behind it. Excellent. Go, go, go. Yeah. Good, good. But that's where I need you to start protecting more your corner.
Yeah, fair.
You know, like especially on the forehand, but in both shots, obviously, if we're playing cross court, and this is good, especially if you're playing cross court is what you're training for essentially, right? But this is in a match as well. If they've got an easy ball like forehand or even like a backhand volley, they can attack you that way, like that last ball, right? You played from here, you play the ball. If it's coming from cross, one, you're already here, so they're probably not going to come back to you. But if they do, you're right next to the ball.
Yeah.
The one that can get away from you is that, right?
Yeah.
And there's no way from here you can go there, let it hit and scramble. So you just got to actively look to take this one before.
Okay.
You know, if you want to favour standing here, because this is where they can hurt you more. If that ball hits, it has to come towards you.
Yeah, fair.
Right?
Yeah,
like
fair.
if I'm hitting a forehand volley there,
Yeah, fair.
with one step you can cover a lot of that because it's got to bounce in.
Yeah, fair.
Whereas from here, if that hits there, that's away from you.
Yeah, fair.
Do you agree?
Yeah,
so
100%.
you always got to favour the corner. When someone's attacking you cross,
Yeah.
you've got to protect this corner.
Yeah, okay, fine.
You've got to block. Here you can always come and lob, you can play that soft one, that's fine.
Makes sense.
But you've got to do that, especially when you're there. Be wary to look to take that in front. Because I'm also exposing myself a little bit, right? Like if I go there, if it's not a good ball,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
partner, his line is open, my middle's open.
So I've basically got hustle to get that.
Yeah.
Well,
Again, I've got the advantage. I'm in a better position than you are. But
Yeah.
this is kind of where it becomes a bit of a percentage game, you know?
Yeah, fair.
Like there. Exactly. Stay there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You play that ball from there to here, you've got to attack that. To protect that.
Yeah, fair.
And that's where you can look to step forward.
Yeah.
Because what will stand out of the way, like any of these volleys, these don't exist because you would block all of those.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Anything there, you would just block. So that's not an issue. The issue is this, right? So if you start intercepting that, anything on your way you would block, and to the middle, you're like one step away.
Yes, slow.
And the more comfortable you get with that kind of idea, you start to be really relaxed in that corner.
Yeah, good.
You know?
Mate, look at it.
Yeah.
You've given some bombs.
Okay, the ball's at the left. Let's practice that. So I'll feed you ball to the back wall. You'll play that forehand Chiquita to the middle. Yeah? And then I want you to do a backhand lob with a volley lob.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then now I want you to go to the tee with the lob. Yeah? Chiquita to the middle, lob to the tee. Good. Lob. Nice. Again. Good. Excellent. Nice. Good. A little bit flatter, the lob. Don't try and slice it. There you go. Better. Good. Stop. Good. That's the one. Strong grip and flatter. Yeah? Strong grip, flat. Good. A tiny bit more height. Good. Excellent. That's the one. That's the one we're looking for. Good. Flat. Awesome. Again, behind. Good. Flat. Nice.
Maybe deeper.
Go. No. That's good. It's more than enough. You don't want to start risking it going out. You know, remember, obviously, this would be here, so play the ball to the middle. You know, I've done this. It doesn't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And even if I touch this, fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not asking you to play here. One, I've either volleyed or this player's volleyed and you've lobbed. It's tough. I mean, even if they do this, that's fine. You're now in control of the rally, right? Because now you're playing down, I'm running in, and then you lob again or you play down.
Yeah, fair.
It's not a winner. I'm not asking you to play a lob that they're not going to be able to get. That's not the goal. If you do pass them, brilliant. But if they hit it, it's fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be in a really bad position. So these are still too deep. Yeah. So I need you to play high to low more. That's good. But this is where you're standing too close to the net because you're blocking everything. Yeah. So remember I said in the beginning, that was one of the first things, because you're standing like first post.
Yeah, fair.
You're standing here, so you're blocking everything.
Yeah, fair.
You got no time to hit. You need to be here.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Yeah. You're only one step away from a softball.
Okay.
So I need you to play down on the ball more. That's better. That's better. There we go. Okay, but don't look to add more pace every time. You had me going nicely there, but you wanted to increase the pace even more. Keep doing what you're doing. Just be disciplined on that. Nice. Again. Too much. Better, better, better. Good. Just in front of my feet with good pace and weight. Tipper.
Sorry.
Tip of the racket high. Good. That's the one. Look at that. Tipper. Again. Better. Oh. Getting too close. Yeah, don't get close. Good. Don't get close. Good. But can you see how as soon as you give me that ball with a glass, you lose the control?
100%.
Because I play quick and that's my way out.
Yeah, 100%.
Is off a ball like this, the only way I can get out of it is by going fast. I can't play a soft one from there really. You'd see it, you'd step in.
Yeah.
But I can play quick to your body. Some of these might even be going out.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter in a match because anything that comes here, you can't move out the way.
Yeah, fair.
Don't step in. That's nice. That's a bit too deep. That's good. Good. That's the one.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
That bounced around here.
Yeah, that's good. Felt good.
And that's almost, it's on its way down already at the back. Nice. Good. Lovely. There you go.
Yeah, it's good, man.
You know?
Yeah.
And you just got to stay disciplined with it in terms of, like there, you move me here, don't add any pace when you go there.
No.
Because you're going to give the option of it rebounding again.
Yeah.
The same volleys, consistent, consistent. Once you've done 4 or 5, and then you do one here, by all means then step in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And pop it out, smack it, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But not after 1 or 2.
Okay.
Yeah? Again. I like that. A little bit deep, but good. In front of the line. That's the one. Too short. There. Like, there's no way I can slow the game down there. Really. Is there? It's very hard.
Yeah.
I can try and hit through you, but that's it.
Yeah, okay.
I can risk a fast lob,
Yeah.
but now you're causing me to make a decision, like, out of panic. You've got control the whole time there.
Yeah.
You know, and bear in mind, obviously now you're playing to me. In a match, you go middle, you go cage.
Yeah, yeah, fair. Yeah.
You know? So this should be, bang, you play a couple to me. As soon as you got a bit of angle, you play it to the middle. So play this forehand, the same depth, but to the middle. You play that more middle, more middle. You play that there. So you do one here, you play that there. It goes to your backhand, you play to the cage.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha.
Right, let's do a little bit cross court. Nice. Remember what we said about the depth? Yeah, a little bit shorter. You know, and this is what we were saying earlier when I was telling you to defend here, right? It's like, it doesn't exist volleying past me here.
Yeah.
You can see that, right? It doesn't exist. You've got to go shorter, and this is where you've got to use the middle a lot more.
Okay.
You first got to bring me to here, and now you can go there. But you can't, like, where are you going to go?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just going there and you're just...
Yeah, but
It's easy.
it's just easy. You got to move me first. Yeah? Especially when it's there on your forehand. The backhand is your attacking shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah? With the backhand, you've got angle. The forehand, you've got no angle to go there. Good. Nice. There you go. There you go. You know?
Yeah.
That's why from here you've got to play to the centre. That's why I said to you, play to the backhand. Because I know from here, you playing cross with your forehand, you can't hurt me off that ball. You're only going to expose yourself.
Yeah.
You can't hurt me with that one.
Yeah.
You can if you play to the centre.
Yeah.
Now you've got some court to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah? Nice. Lovely. Yeah, so similar thing in terms of depth,
Yeah.
right? If you're just going to do a intermediate shot, I need you to look for the cage, the sidewall, or the middle. You can't just give it to me here, standing still, with a massive gap in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lovely ball. That's brilliant volley. Brilliant volley. Nice. Excellent. There you go. Again, again. Nice. Okay, unlucky.
Shit.
But you see how you've got to do something with it. So like those first two you did, they're great. Otherwise, to the middle. But you can't give an intermediate ball that bounces half court to the player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? It doesn't matter if you go slow. Hit it really slow, but it's got to go into the sidewall or to the middle or something. Yeah? Nice. Again. So turn your shoulders more, turn your shoulders. Good. Yeah. Be careful of how fast you play it.
Yeah, it's way too
Obviously,
fast.
it's very quick. I'm not saying everyone's going to do that, but again, if we're looking to play at high levels, you're playing against Jake, he can do that, right? So it's got to make sense. You can't play fast just because that's going to happen.
What would you say to take the pace off?
Take pace off and play to the middle. I know I'm not lefty, but like it would be the equivalent of me doing this, yeah, or just this. Look how slow, but in there. So I'll do it from the left because that would be a mirror version of you, lefty there. Just something like this. It's more than enough.
So how are you actually?
Or this. Because that like mid shot doesn't make sense falling back. If you're in a good position here, go for it. But otherwise you've got to do something else. If you're falling back, look for the cage or look for the center.
So how would you? Because I'm not good at that. I'm not good at controlling that pace.
Yeah. But that's where you just got to practice it. So, you know, you didn't really play a rulo or even just flat. Like when someone lobs you with angle, make the most of it, push it into the cage.
Okay.
If you haven't got, use the middle. Yeah. It's more where you're playing it. You know, you're trying to play it in the hardest spot. Like your ball's going to rebound, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So to combat that, we use two walls so that it dies by the time it gets there. Or we go really soft, second bounce before it hits the middle.
Yeah, okay.
But that same shot to the player is no good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That same shot hitting two walls is fine because it's going to die by the time you hit the second.
Yeah, fair.
Does that make sense? It's more where you're playing it.
Yeah, yeah, fair.
And the other part is fitness, right? So if some of these, if someone's fast, they're getting behind the ball and they're going through. That'd be a different story. Yeah. But you're playing it quick whilst falling back. Yeah. Good stuff,
Hey, that's so good, man.
Really good. Really good.
Really good.
Thanks for coming.
Obviously, got a question though, haven't we?
What's that?
We've got a question, haven't we? Finishing sessions with Louie, absolute bombs of knowledge. And before this lesson started, I asked him a question. I said I was going to ask him a question. Louie, do you think I've got even a chance against Mr. Jake Bewley?
I'll be brutally honest. It's very tough. Won't be easy at all. You definitely got a chance. You got more of a chance than what I thought you did. Obviously, I've never seen you play today. You exceeded my expectations. Definitely need some improving, but there's a chance. I mean, it's tough. Like, you're definitely not the favorite, don't get me wrong.
Still
But I mean, if you've got 3 months, stranger things have happened. You know, no offense, Jake. Like, I love you, but and lefties, if you know, you know. He struggles with a little lefty. That's all I'm saying. You know? Nice work, bro.
Appreciate it.
Nice work.